if you want to build a life that you're proud of, you have to say what you mean and mean what you say and do it. Because just saying it's not worth anything. And if you tell yourself you're going to do something and then you back down, you're getting less and less faith that you can do that thing. So join us here every morning on the 5 a.m. Squat Club. We'll do it together. Today's day 7 of your 31 Days to Discipline challenge. If you're just new here, go back, start with day 1. If you've been here before, welcome back. You know what's up. Before we start moving for the day, we're going to prime our mind, choose our first thoughts. Let's get after it. So as usual, what we're going to start with is called our paleo squat position or passive squat position, where we'll prime our minds. So you want to find some space where you can put your feet underneath your heels, your hips. Sit down in a passive squat position. If you feel like you're going to fall backwards, you can grab yourself a counterbalance and hold it out in front. And while we're here, we're going to do some box breathing. 4-second inhale, 4-second pause the top, 4-second exhale, 4-second pause the bottom. Slow down the breath, set ourselves up for the day. We'll start with an inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I am responsible for my reactions, for my outcomes. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I will make time between stimulus and my response, hopefully. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I have all I need to succeed today, and we'll focus on progress over perfection. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I'll choose gratitude. Focus on the positive. See more positive. Inhale. All right. Mindset primed. Time to start moving the body. We have, sign in the chat, what does that mean? We have gotten up out of bed this morning. Time to start getting up off the floor. Start every session after we prime our minds with 2 minutes of get down and get up. You can call them burpees, you can call them get downs, whatever you want. It's an essential piece of our lives. All the way down to the floor. Establish yourself there, and then all the way back up. You can take your hands off the floor at the bottom just to prove that if you'd like, but you want to get yourself down to the position that if you fell down on the floor, that's where you'd be. And you can slowly walk yourself down with your feet. You can hop down. You can pick up the pace as you go. Up to you. We're getting moving this morning for our active recovery session. We do this once a week on Sundays to prepare ourselves for the upcoming week, to work out any kinks, to get in a little bit of accessory work, call it. So, we've had a pretty good week of training. Ready to get set for another one. Push it hard this week. So take your Sunday active recovery seriously. You don't want to just mail it in. Make sure that we're moving towards progress every day. So another 45 seconds here, moving through your burpees. Starting to feel the heart rate come up a little bit. Starting to feel the body temperature increase, the joints get lubricated. meaning they feel a little less crunchy and cranky. Starting to get a little bit out of breath. That's perfect. Keep her going. Make sure if you haven't been here before, you stick around to the end. We talk about food sustainability. We talk about bucking the system, you could say. Taking accountability for yourself in the form of harvesting some animals today. All right. Burpees down. We're gonna get into the rest of our general warm-up here now, starting with some hip flexor warm-up in the form of knee raises. Pull that knee up towards the chest, keep the bottom leg straight. We'll get 10 or so per side here. Starting to feel that pinch in the hip flexor. That's what you want to feel there. Good morning, team. Do a quick chat shout out in a minute. But as I always say, give yourselves a pat on the back. It's 5 after 5 and your discipline is working. All right, feet underneath the hips now. We're gonna go with a good morning. Send the hips back, feel a little hamstring tension. Stand it up, squeeze the butt. Talia, good morning. Job, good morning. Let's say, I duck D's. Good morning. I don't think we've met before. Welcome. Tell us about you. Jody, equipment, Ryan. Good morning. All right, from there, what you're gonna do is take one foot off the floor and you're gonna drop the bottom hip, the non-standing hip, and then raise it by pushing into the floor. Relax and push. Relax and push. You can keep that non-standing foot off the ground the whole time. Give you a little extra balance work, a little extra hip warm up. Switch sides once you've gotten 10 or so. You can spend more time on the less balanced side. You can start working towards evenness. Starting to work out the imbalances. That's a tough go though. We are creatures of habit and we end up pretty twisted by staying in certain positions so long. We don't even realize that we're bearing weight on one side or the other as opposed to doing it evenly. Okay, from there, we're gonna do a little bit of reverse lunge. Take a big long step back, drop the hips straight down, let that back knee kiss the floor, press up, bring them back together. We'll alternate that for at least 10. Keep that torso tall, abs on. Just a kiss on the floor with that back knee. If that's too much, you can hold onto the wall for support. Get a little bit of extra, take a little weight out of the legs. Excuse me. We had one very long day yesterday, and then a change of plans with our processing, so stick around for cool down. We'll chat about that a little bit. Okay, from there, come on down onto all fours. And we're gonna go with a thoracic spine rotation. So we'll go with the thread the needle on this one today. You're gonna take one hand off the floor, sweep it between the other hand and the knees. Trying to take your shoulder to the floor. And then we'll rotate up, reach towards the ceiling. Thread the needle through. And then uncoil. Get 5 per side. Oh, there's a crack. There we are. Let's switch it up. Don't neglect your warm-up, especially as we get older. It's easy to think, well, I'll just start the workout and, maybe do a couple squats before I do so. That might work for a little bit, but not for as long as you want. All right, from there, come on up. We'll get into our first set of air squats. So feet underneath the shoulders. I like arms out in front as a counterbalance, hips go down and back. Ideally until the hips come below the knees at a minimum, and then drive it back up. Keeping those knees in line with the feet, not letting them collapse in. Maintaining your arch is another way to think about this. Spread the toes, grab the floor. Keep that arch maintained in your squat. All right, let's go round 2 of that. We're gonna turn that into a march on the spot. So a little higher cadence while keeping the torso tall, still nice neutral spine. Bottom leg stays straight. Get 20 reps or so. Okay, and then from there we'll go with a staggered alternating good morning. So you're gonna line up the toes with one foot with the heel with the other. Send the hips back, find the front leg hamstring. Squeeze the butt at the top. And we're gonna alternate. So switch. I'll get a couple here first. And then alternate. Hi, Maple. Okay, and then from there, we'll go with our golfer's deadlift or single leg RDL. You're gonna stand on one foot, send the other leg back, stand it up, squeeze the butt. The range of motion here is up to you. I like to try to take the fingers to the floor, but you don't have to. You just want to get some hinge. You'll feel some hamstring and a little bit of balance in there. Obviously at the top, squeeze the butt. Most important part of everything. Switch sides once you've gotten a few on the first side there. As I'll say, spend more time on the less balanced side if you know which one that is. Well, it's doing well this morning. Whoa, Maple's pushing me. You're in the way, dog. Couple more there. Same thing, try to spread the toes, grab the floor, keep that balance. Okay, and then from there we'll come down to our Spider-Man lunge. You're gonna come into a plank position, and then from there one foot comes outside the hands. And we'll spend some time getting a little bit of rotation in there. You can go backwards, forwards. Find those tight spots. We'll end up doing 4 of these or 2 per side, 10 seconds or so each. All right, duck, 5 a.m. There's Ryan. Anyone who watched the UFC, what a fight. I did not. I'm hoping the highlight reels just float across my homepage. Good morning, Jabes, how you doing? Switch it up for the first one. Well, they will, I'm sure. I won't give away the winners. Yeah, I remember when the Ultimate Fighter show came out. This must have been, well, at least like 15, 16, maybe almost 20 years ago. I remember I was like full on into that and watched a lot of UFC back then. I haven't been watching as much recently. I think just because I don't have time. It's not being carved out. Hey dog, our TV doesn't really go on, and hey, and we never watch anything for long enough on YouTube. I'm good, Adam. Awesome, Jabes. What do you got going on today? Got a workout coming up? Okay, last one of the Spider-Man lunge. Think about pushing the hips down, right? Squeezing your butt, getting a hip flexor stretch there. Hamstring on the front leg. Don't neglect this one. This is the way. I checked your vids the other day. Oh yeah, I saw it. Which one do you mean, Jabes? All right, from there, one more thoracic spine opener. I think what we'll do is an overhead. We'll come down to the floor and we'll go arms overhead, thumbs pointed up to the ceiling. You can't see that. And then just lift. Lift and lower. Pause for a second at the top. Lower with control, come up quick. You have resistance pressing against the dog. Although it's not even, just on one side. No. Maple, go ahead. A couple more there. Especially for us that, you know, if we sit at a desk looking down at a computer, that one is great for opening up the upper back. All right, second set of squats, feet underneath the hips, sorry, shoulders. We're getting there. Working it out. Yesterday was a long day, I may have mentioned that. No excuses though, we're still here. I just may not know what I'm talking about. So, a few more squats, and then we're gonna get into it. We're gonna change, I got a couple different exercises today for active recovery day. Changing it up a little bit. Make it a little more, I don't know, not a little more active, but, well, you'll see. Okay. That feels good. Squat-wise, you're busy, coach. Something's got to give in your schedule. You got it. I saw you working out with gray shorts and checked you wearing black shorts. So exciting, man. The different colors of shorts that we can wear is like, it's incredible. All right. So as you can see on the screen there, today's EMOM, or our active recovery session, we're going every minute on the minute for 20 minutes. There are 4 movements, meaning we're gonna do 5 rounds of each. More or less working for the whole minute on each one of those, since the intensity will be relatively low. And you know, getting the blood flowing, getting a little bit of core work in there, and just setting ourselves up for success. So our 4 movements today, the first one is just gonna be some burpees. If you want and you have a machine, an erg, you can sub that out, but never anything wrong with doing some burpees. So just choosing a pace that basically that you could go for 20 minutes. That's what I want you to think about when you choose your pace for the burpees today. So it could be walk it down, walk it back up, celebrate. It could be hop and hop. It could be hop and step, up to you. Movement number 2 is just gonna be a hang. So just a dead hang. Set up your pull-up bar, and we're just gonna hang. You could go pull-up grip, meaning palms out. You could go chin-up grip, palms in, or pronated, supinated. And if, you know, say you haven't worked out this week, which would just be crazy, you know, and you wanted to turn this into pull-ups or something, then I guess you could. But realistically, we're just gonna hang. So nice, passive, relaxed shoulder position. Keeping the abs squeezed so we're not hyperextended, and just breathing through that one. The third one, we're gonna go with a side plank, which can be done from the elbow or from the hand. This is gonna be hard to see. You can, Maple, please. So you can stack your feet on top of each other, or do one in front of the other. The goal here is that the shoulders are stacked, the hips are stacked. I'm not leaning over, and I'm just pressing into that hand. We'll aim for 30 seconds per side in that side plank. Once again, you could do that from the elbow instead of the hand. You're just looking to make a nice straight line, so I don't want to have the hips sagging or rising. Nice straight line there. And then our last one is going to be a single leg glute bridge. So on this one, you're going to straighten out one leg and then push up into the floor. Ow! Dang it, dog. Push up into the floor, basically making a straight line from your shoulder to your knee. And you can go through reps of that, right? Dropping and raising the hips, or just hold. And you can go 30 seconds per side on the hold there. We have 5 sets, so you can do some where you hold and some where you press up and down through that. So those are our 4 movements. We're gonna go 5 sets of that, cycling through them. If you're feeling pretty jacked up and you want to push it a little bit, feel free to push the burpees. And that'll give you enough stimulus that it'll keep the heart rate up pretty good. So before we go, hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're here every day. You can check us out on Instagram. If you ever want to send some messages or check technique on something. Otherwise, we're gonna get started here in just a second. Jason, he's here. All right, slow burpees, get them maple, love that. All right, perfect. So you're gonna choose a pace. Let's do it. I wonder if we should do a little more, let's change it up here. Where is this? We'll go with the old active recovery day music. Maple. Let's see, instead of hang, I'm doing dual walking kettlebell hold. That works. That works. You're doing farmer's carry. Okay. Oh wow. I'm just noticing how messy that mudroom is. Well, disregard, right? We are in busy season here, so it's a little bit untidy. I basically stayed outside all day yesterday working, so good morning, Amelie, aka Equipment's wife. I love that. You guys are wicked. All right, team, a little bit of Moonlight Sonata for active recovery day here today. Let's get after it. Slow burpees, hang, side plank, and single leg glute bridge. Oh, I guess I gotta set this, eh? 20 of those every minute. All right, let's do it, team. Probably aim for 10 burpees here, but up to you what you do. 3, 2, 1, go ahead. Start her up. So once again, just moving at a pace that you could breathe through. Really, that you could probably talk through the whole time. Whatever that is for you, just move through it. I lost count there, maybe 5. I struggle with not counting. Like, I always want to know the numbers, even if, we're just moving to move. My brain works at numbers, so I always want to count. That's probably about 10, so it's always strange when I don't count. We have 5 rounds of that, so you can always turn it up if you want. All right, first hang in 5, 3, 2, 1, go ahead. So you can choose to do one long hang, for most of the minute. You could do one shorter one, depending on your capacity. You could break it up into a couple sets, take a little break, and then get back on. Up to you. Curious to see what my energy feels like here as we go, since yesterday was long, very physical, very strenuous. That's 30. Ended up changing our plans a little bit. That's 40. Long stories tomorrow. For today, it was an interesting day. That's 50. Okay, transition, we're gonna go side plank here. 3, 2, 1. Pressing hard into the floor, nice active shoulder. Straight line from the shoulder down to the feet. You can go from the elbow or from the shoulder. Just pressing into the floor hard, keeping the abs tight. Butt squeeze, nice straight line. There you go with, I don't know, 25, 25-ish. Go ahead and switch sides. Our glute bridges will be next. Maple, she's standing on me. Good thing you all are okay with this dog, because I yell at her the whole time, it sounds like. 5, 3, all right. Come on, down onto your back. You can go reps of that single leg glute bridge or just hold it up. I think maybe I'll do, 5 and then hold. Ooh, the butt and hammies. Butt and hammies. Keep the hips level. Switch it up. Try not to let the opposite hip sag. The one that's not pushing into the floor, try to keep it level with the leg that's pushing into the ground. Another 10 seconds, we're on burpees. 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go for it. Round 2. Once again, try to keep it at a pace that you could talk through. You're not, going as hard as you can. You want to be able to breathe. We're just turning up the warmth in the body. I see you writing things, Jabes. Hope you're joining us for some burpees and some hang. Glute bridges. Maybe you can do a glute bridge video today. If you guys haven't watched Jabes' shorts, by the way, they're, and I don't mean the shorts that he's wearing, I mean YouTube shorts. Pretty entertaining. All right, the hang, 3, 2, 1. So now you're trying to breathe. You're trying to slow down the breath from the burpees while under tension. So try not to let the back arch. Keep the abs on. If you had a high enough bar, you could try to keep the toes out in front of you. And I guess I could try to do that. That's too hard. The bar's too low for that. But abs stay on. Shoulders are relaxed. Try to breathe through your nose. Slow it down. 20, or that's 40, I guess. Try not to fall asleep on the bar. All right, side planks. 3, 2, 1, and we're up. So is Maple. Hey, Doug. It's hard to see the clock from here. About 10, we'll switch. If these are easy, you could always go a full minute on one side and then the next round, do a full minute on the other side. Go ahead and switch. Why did you just bark? We don't bark. Don't do that. Good job so far. 10 seconds, we'll go glute bridge. 5, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Hey, you know 3, 2, 1, don't you? It's like she hears 3, 2, 1 and she knows that like I'm gonna be changing what I'm doing, so she gets jacked up. Hey, you're about to start. Oh man, we should do these more often. My butt's on fire. Go ahead and switch. You could do this with 2 legs as well, if you found these really challenging. Just do a regular glute bridge. All right, we'll be on burpees in 5, 3, 2, 1. Round 3. The floor is still cold when I lay down, so we're not warm enough yet. I think, Jody, you could definitely count these towards your daily burpees. We'll get almost fit. Well, if you do 10 per round, you got 50. That's 12. All right. Back to the hang. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Slow the breathing. You go in the nose, out the mouth. While you're hanging, think about who could you share this with? Share it on your social media or share it with somebody directly who you know wants to change, needs to change, wants to build some discipline. They keep falling off. Get them to join us. We'd love to have them here. Let's grow this community. The bigger we are, the better we all do. 10 seconds. Be on side planks. 5, 3, 2, 1. Go for it. It's halfway through round 3. I guess that's halfway. Is it? Yeah. Whoa! Shouldn't have looked that way. These aren't easy necessarily. Switch sides. So far, so good, team. Abs are working. Next, we'll be on our glute bridge in 10. All right, come on down. Glute bridge, 2, 1. Go ahead. Go ahead and switch. Keep your head on the floor. When you lift your head, you may find that your neck fatigues a little bit, but not a big deal. Another 10. And then we'll be back to our burpees. 5, 3, 2, 1. Round 4. Get the heart rate back up a little bit. Keep breathing. All right. Second last hang. 5, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Now try to slow down that breathing. That's 20. Keep it up. How do we like the new thumbnails, by the way? Or not thumbnail, period. First one. That's 30. 40. 45. Heart rate's probably down. 50. Side plank. And 5, 3, 2, 1. Go. Keep working. Pushing into the floor. That hand or elbow. Nice lockout. And switch sides. We're moving this morning. We were through our 4th round in just a minute. Ten seconds. And then we're on our side, or on our glute bridges. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Ow. And switch sides. Maple, no. No, please don't lick me. Please, go play with your toy. Ooh, what's this? 20 seconds. 10. And we'll be back on our burpees for the last round. 3, 2, 1. Last round of burpees. All right, last hang. 3, 2, 1. Slow the breathing. In the nose, out the mouth. That's 30. That's 40. 50. 55. Last side plank, 2, 1. Go ahead. Focus on your breath. Focus on staying tight. Switch sides. Thanks, Maple. Hey, Doug. Hey. 15. Maple, get off. Oh, your nails. 10. Last set of glute bridge coming up. 5, 3, 2, 1. Go. Last set. Although I know Jody's gonna do 2 more hours exercise after this. What are you gonna do, Jody? Switch sides. Last 30. 20 seconds left. Squeeze that butt cheek. 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. Time. Oh, I know. Are you excited now? Good girl, Maple. Woo! All right, I feel good. How do we feel after that, team? Warm? You know what I say? Is it the sign of a good... Wow. The sign of a good active recovery session is if you basically want to feel, if you feel like you want to work out now. It's kind of the way I look at it. That if I feel like I want to do more afterwards, it means I did a good job. I'm not necessarily going to do more, but you know, we've turned on the body, woken it up to the point where you feel pretty good and you want to go. So on that note, what we'll do is we'll stretch it out a little bit here. Let's do this. So, let's, Joe, music was perfect. I love it. I busted out a laugh during the plank when you said I'd be doing more work. You know you will. You know you will. Ryan, good recovery coach. Thanks. Excellent. Great job. So we're going to do just a little bit of couch stretch here. So you see I've got a mat pressed up against the wall, but you could do this with a, you know, a towel or a hoodie or something. And what you're going to do is get your knee as close to the wall as you're going to be able to handle here. And you're going to find out where that is in just a sec. Shin is up the wall. Oops. And then from there, you're going to take your other foot and step it out front. If that's too much intensity, just bring the knee away from the wall a little bit, and that will be less intense. But we're gonna hang out here for at least a minute per side. Let's see, I love the side planks. Also, thanks for counting the 10s out loud, appreciate it. Hey, no problem. No problem, it keeps me focused. Keeps me, it keeps me from thinking about discomfort as well if we're feeling any of that. So, Does that say sign into the chat on there? What does that say? Interesting. Interesting. That looked funny on the screen there. Does it say at the bottom of the chat, does it say sign into chat? And if so, what do I do about that? All right, so while we're here, we can talk briefly about just discipline, about keeping promises to yourself. And, you know, the more consistently that you are able to do what you say what you do, you know, do what you mean what you say, all those kinds of things, as opposed to saying something and then doing something else, the more you become that person that has faith in their self, right? If you say a bunch of things and you don't follow through, you start to disbelieve. You get to a point where even if you say something, you don't believe that you'll actually do it, and that's a bad place to be. The more you do it positively, the more you follow through on what you say, the more you start to believe that anything is possible, and you can tell yourself you're going to do whatever, and you will be able to be successful because you know that you follow through on what you do. Whether you feel like you have the skills or tools to do it, if you're consistent with yourself, then you know that you can find a way. You know that you can find the tools, figure it out, make it happen. So it's super, super important that you don't say you're going to do something and not do it, or, you know, not commit when you do say you're going to do something. Just stick with yourself, right? If you say you're going to do it, even just in your head, make it happen. Make it happen, make it happen, because you don't want to lie to yourself. You don't want to start believing that you are someone who says things but does not act on them, especially if it's something important. So, simple. Let's talk about this for a sec, Maple. No, let's switch sides on that stretch. Switch legs. Shove the hips forwards if you can, a little bit. And, you know, just following on what we just said about saying what you do and doing what you say and meaning it. And now it's time, right? As we finish this up, you know, it'll be before 6 o'clock. It's time to assign yourself your homework. It's time to do the thing that you say you want to do. Do the thing that you should do. Do the thing that is going to build the life that you want to have and build the person who you want to be, right? It's just a matter. It's so simple. It's so simple, but it's hard to do if you haven't created the routine. And this is why this habit is so important, that we show up here every day, because eventually, even if you don't know what your goals are or what they should be, or, you know, what your homework is, the more times you do this, the more you're going to create space for it. And the more, once you figure it out exactly what it is, the more you're going to have the tools and the habit developed to work on it and make that progress. So do not neglect homework time. Do not neglect your goals. You know, I would sit down for an hour after this, even if I don't know what my homework should be, and I'd maybe just close my eyes and picture my perfect day, picture my perfect scenario. What do I do? Who's around? What time do I do things? What does it look like? What does it smell like? Do I go to work? Do I clean the house? Do I whatever? Do I have someone who does that? What does that life look like? And then once you have that picture, all it is defining the step, the one step that you can do every day over and over again that's going to lead to that thing, to that life. It's simple. It's just not easy. But it really is simple. Just do the thing over and over again, and you're going to get so good at that thing that even if it's not the right thing, it's going to lead you to the right thing, right? Once you develop the habit of doing the work, anything is possible. Anything, any task, any goal you want to achieve, any skill you want to learn, you just plug it into homework time. Do it over and over again, and then you get there. Let's read those real quick. December, it's a tough month to keep focused here. Last week zapped all my mental focus. Trying to regather today. Yeah, Ryan, there are going to be bumps in the road. I personally find that if you can just carve it out, especially at a time, like this, that there aren't other distractions, right? I want to find a time that is least likely to be hijacked by other fires. That way that I can dedicate myself to it, even if things are going to shit, right? Like I knew yesterday was going to be a little bit of a mess, a little bit of a big day. That's why we do this so early. That's why we do it at 5 a.m. Because, the fires haven't started yet, very likely. Sometimes it happens and there's nothing that you can do about it. But if it's, if you carve it out before those things generally happen, you're generally going to get it in. There's no such thing as, take this back. I was going to say there's no such thing as perfection, but perfection is what you want, right? If being here, 5 out of 7 days is perfection for you, then that's perfect, right? It's just what is the best that you can expect. And then once you hit that, that's perfect. So on that, let's see what Job here. If I may, I'll share what helps me dream and dedicate your life to the dream. Oh, here we go. Dream is an acronym. I love it. So let's check out Job's acronym here. D is dedicate your life to the dream. R, reserve uninterrupted time for the dream. You got it. That's what we're talking about. E, evaluate your skills and abilities. And maybe I'm misreading this one, but what I understand that as is iterate, right? So as you're working towards your goal, imagine you're swimming head down. I'm getting somewhere, but am I every once in a while lifting my head and checking to make sure that I'm moving in the right direction? I'm assuming that's what evaluate your skills and abilities is. A, associate with like-minded dreamers. Woo, I like that one. Right? We talk about all these things, that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And some people see this as rude, that I'm going to cut somebody out of my life because they're not on the path with me. And I'm not saying, and you can if they're negative, right? There's no value in having people that are not bringing you forward in your life. But it doesn't mean you need to cut them out, right? It just means that don't spend as much time with that person if they're not, what I would say, a couple steps ahead of you on your journey, and someone who is focused, someone who is dedicated, someone who is moving towards something. And that doesn't even mean, I think some people will say, well, I don't live in a place where those people are. And what's cool about this time that we live in is those people are on the internet, right? You don't need to physically be next to those people. If you like Jordan Peterson or Jocko Willink or Alex Hormozy or any of those guys that can get you motivated. Sorry if there are ladies there that are better. I don't know. Spend time with them, via audiobooks or via podcasts or whatever. And the more time you spend with them, that way you get that same benefit, because that mindset that they're in, you start to absorb the more you listen to it, the more you are around it. And then M, the end of dream acronym, make it known. Find someone to hold you accountable. That might be the best one. They're all so good. I love this, Job. So this is one of those things that, if you don't say it to anybody, and this depends on how disciplined you are with yourself, but if you're anywhere on the verge, tell people, because they can hold you accountable as well. And it goes hand in hand with the like-minded people. Associate yourself with people who will hold you accountable, and who will give you shit when you fall off. I had this talk with the girls yesterday. So this guy that we had this guy out yesterday to help with to do the butchering. And what I'm learning, and I'm going to generalize here and I'm going to stereotype, but in small towns, there's this mentality in business that I don't want to charge too much. And what goes along with that is this like race to the bottom. And people will come to you, you know, we'll get a quote for someone to paint the house and they come over and they say, I'm the cheapest around. I don't want to hear that, right? If you're the cheapest around and you're promoting that, you're not good. You're not confident in your skills. You're not good. And so this guy is over and, you know, it's becoming more and more clear that he didn't communicate some stuff clearly to me. You know, I said, hey, can we do it this way? Yeah. Hey, do I need to have that set up? No, you don't need that. And what this is it's inability to say no, right? We are taught in school to be people pleasers, right? You want to check the box. You want to make the teacher happy. You want to get the score on the test that tells everybody that you're a good kid. There is a massive problem with that, right? If you just say yes to everything to everybody, you let everybody down, right? Realistically, this guy shouldn't have taken certain jobs. He's overbooked himself. He was here yesterday saying that he worked until 1 a.m. the night of, or that morning, and he's like, oh, I'm really slow, I'm really tired. You have to say no to be able to say yes. And this is one of those things that, you know, I could get in trouble for, because some people think that you have to be nice to everybody. And I don't mean be rude, but don't say yes to everything, right? Be selective with your time, and those people that get it will get good quality. They'll get the best of you, and as a result, you get better. You have a better reputation for what you're doing, and you don't just, you know, try to please everyone, which ends up pleasing nobody. This goes along with branding as well. If you try to be everything for everybody, you will be nothing for anybody. So, I don't know, I got rambling there a little bit. Say no, right? Define your time and then fill it with the things that move your life forward. If you just say yes to everybody, you have no time for you. You have no time for your goals, and then as a result, you're not as good for the people around you either. So I'll show you a couple quick clips here yesterday, and then we're gonna call it a day. So those of you that don't know, we had some processing done yesterday. Ended up doing 3 sheep and 1 cow. It was definitely an interesting experience all day. If you don't like to see skinning, there aren't any guts or anything, and there are no killing videos, but if you don't like to see skinning, which, I mean, you should, because that's basically the step before your meat, then you can look away. But here is a sheep having its hide removed. Got a couple people working on it there. And feel free to ask questions about this. I'm not going to get into it too much. And then here is beef being skinned. Sorry about the noise. This was my first time experiencing beef slaughter, beef processing, and that is a massive critter. It is a huge thing that can only be moved by the tractor, and huge amounts of meat. Everything is heavy. It is incredible. It is incredible. And I have a little video, maybe I'll show it tomorrow, of, you can see on the rump there's a little spot where the fat was taken off in the skinning process, and it was cool because this animal died a couple hours before at least, and the muscles are twitching. It's super neat. Still going, just electrical activity in there. And then the last one, this won't be disturbing to anybody. This is the beef all cut up and hanging in the neighbor's trailer. So it'll be there until at least, I think, the 12th. This was probably the biggest challenge of the day, was carrying those hind quarters, the one with the hoofs still on them on the right side there, carrying them up into this trailer and getting them hung. Whoa, did you change your handle, Georgia? Georgia O'Grady. That is not your quarter. That's a whole cow, Georgia. That is all the meat that comes off of one cow. Yours is going to the processor. What is it, next week? So that's what that looks like fresh. And then it'll hang and it'll dry up and it'll lose a lot of its moisture and it'll look like what you would see in a butcher shop from there. So I don't know why that says sign in to chat. I don't even know what to do with that. Oh well. So, all right, that is our session for today. Where's Maple? Maple's here, Jabes. She's attached to my arm right now. You want to see her? There she is. There's the doggy. All right, so great job today, everybody. Remember, do your homework. Take that hour, set it aside, do the thing that will, oh, it doesn't say that for us. Oh, that's cool. Do the thing that is going to move your life towards the place that you want it to be, right? Don't say yes to everything. Prioritize, right? Compartmentalize your time into the things that are important. Yeah, I thought I made a new one, but I'm changing it back. I just noticed that myself now. It's okay, it looks good. I like it, the George O'Grady. I'd like to see a fitness first label on there, though, at some point. Whoa. All right. Jody says I'm going back to bed. Perfect. That's, I know you're not, but that's our segue. Let's just check. Hey, make sure we hit that thumbs up button this morning, team. And remember, if you know somebody who, could use a little bit of kick in the butt, whether they're joining us, at 5 a.m. or if they're in a different time zone, pass it on. Share this with somebody who could benefit. We'd love to grow this community. I'd love to have my goal short term here is to have 100 people joining us in the morning. That would be incredible. So if you appreciate what we're doing, pass it around. Hit the thumbs up, hit those reactions, tell YouTube that we want more. And tallow and broth, nice. Yes, I'm still here, but had to not look too much on this Sunday morning for me, but I'm super happy you did what you did. Yeah, they weren't bad videos. You can go back, Talia. They weren't, there was no guts, no killing, basically no blood. So, not too much. You like the new thumbnail? All right, perfect. All right, team. Love you guys. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. Make sure you get your homework done. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Maybe if you're watching football, maybe do a little bit of extra work while you're sitting around there. Thanks, Jabes. I appreciate that. All right, team. Love you guys. Hit the thumbs up button. Have yourselves a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, what's tomorrow? I'll take it back. AMRAP Monday. So, turning the intensity back up tomorrow, as usual on Mondays. Pull-ups, machine cows, handstands. All right, we got a good one tomorrow, as usual. All right, see you later, team. Have yourselves a great day. Peace.